Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bristol United Career Mode. We're back in January, and as you see, we're going to look through the team. New players may come in the January window, but I don't really want to upset the squad. And before we get into the rest of it, I just want to say apologies for the last video's recording. I know the audio is messed up for the first half, but we start off January with a game against Milton Keynes, and we're desperately trying to turn the season around and get into the playoffs, because the ambitions at the start of the season were to get up, but we started this game well with Stevens taking a pot shot from outside the box, which gets saved, and then we're trying to look to apply pressure and play counter-attacking football. I think you see that from the first episode, and we're trying to hit hard and fast. So Stevens is great for that, but MK Don's looking to play at the back. They get it a little further up the pitch with Thompson Summer, now to Evans to Patterson, and they seem to cut through us like butter there. There's a lot of back and forth as we go 1-0 with a good header from Collins, actually, not Patterson. But yeah, they kind of beat us at our own game there. Within the first 10 minutes, going 1-0 down. But we look to get them back on the back break with Lane to Holloway making his first start, I believe, for Bristol United, which I think we have a nickname. I can't remember what it is. I think it's the Phoenix or something. But yeah, if you can think of a better one, just go for it. But we go 2-0 behind very quickly through mistakes of our own. So we're automatically on the back foot here, and playoff hopes are looking a bit in the mud. As Elias gets it here on the right wing, pass it inside the Lennon, Stevens looking away, and he's missed two big chances. I'm not going to count the first one that he had, but yeah, two chances, and Stevens is looking off the ball at the moment, but he's getting chances, which is great. Holloway, pass it to Lennon, Stevens, and you can't miss that. Great assist by Holloway, by the way. Just sees the pass. He could have easily gone to Stevens, but thought, give it to Lennon. Lennon usually from there, low driven across the box, but seems to just cut it back, knowing that Stevens probably needs to pick me up from after missing those first chances. But it joins back with a corner from NK Dons as they head it far wide. And I believe that might be it for the first half, because there's not too many highlights after this that I can remember. This is post-con, by the way. But Broderick gets it here. Broderick into Lennon turns back to goal. Finesse into no one. And we get it with Lane. Sorry, there was more life in this first half than I thought. Lane to Stevens. Stevens is out wide. Stevens managed to turn inside, looking for a finesse maybe. Nobody goes near post and causes the corner. From that corner, Hopkins is looking to take it in, swinging. Hopefully Morton can get his head on it, which he does, because there's a bit of stir. Holloway there to pick up the loose seconds as he looks to get in the box, but he's done too much trickery and does nothing with it. MK Dons with the last attack of the half now, surely, in the 45th minute, as they cut through us again. Left with a 3-on-4, it looks like, and just before the half, thank God it was offside, because that would have been bad going into the half of 3-1. Joining the second half with NK Dons on top of things, as it seems. We had a few good chances, just couldn't take anything. As Thompson's here with the ball, pass it to Evans to Patterson, it gets cut out by Broderick, who does a very good job on the defensive end. I think you'll see in the games to come that Holloway likes to go forwards, and Seymour didn't really do that, but because of that, Broderick manages to break up the play quite a lot and stays quite anchored, but he can get forwards, as you can see. Playing it around here, playing some good football. Holloway makes a run, but Stevens is offside. Get it again in the 56th minute with Lane, who's darted it down the left hand side with acres of space. Pass it inside. Stevens with a weird chance. Holloway still picks it up, manages to get to Lane. Crosses the box and gets this corner. Nothing from the corner, so it gets that to Broderick. Don't know what he's trying there, but we're in like 2/3 of the game and still haven't managed to find an equaliser, which is a bit concerning. Steven gets it with his back to goal, turns away, manages to slide it across goal. It wasn't a low driven actually, it was just a regular shot, so lucky that was going in. So we find ourselves on level terms here with a little bit of the can, and as you can see, we've changed formation to go 4-4-2-2. Davies making his first start out wide, and Godwin, I believe, played before January, so he's coming into the side again for Hopkins. But he's been alright. He's not got as much game time as you see as Holloway does for the next couple, but a very good addition to the team. So things are all square now with about 30 minutes left to play. As Maguire gets it, plays it out wide for MK Dons, and you can see all the changes that have happened on the left hand side with Malcolm coming on. And I don't think I showed that originally, but Malcolm does come on, and we join back with 15 minutes to go, so nothing really happened as MK Dons are on the attack once again. From the corner, they managed to get it back to the target man, and yeah, Patterson with the double. There's no saving that. The keeper had no chance. It has been bad this game, but yeah, a lot of the shots weren't savable, so I can't fault him for that. As they look to make it 4 with 5 or so minutes left to go. I know there's more, but time's ticking. We also do play 3-minute half, so it does go quite quick as we get the ball out to Malcolm. Malcolm with not so many options ahead, managed to go wide to Godwin. Godwin probably can cut it back, does so. Malcolm with the ball back to goal, turns and shoots and finds the leveler with 3 minutes left. It's a big goal in terms of what it could do for us for the season, so thank God for Malcolm being there. And that hopefully is how it ends, as we can't manage to get on in the break. These January games come thick and fast, so this one's on the 4th. I think the MK Dons game was on the turn of the new year on the 1st, so look to get into the second game and carry on momentum and hopefully pick up more points this time against Accrington. As we start with a corner from Accrington that is cleared, and Holloway's on the break with nothing but space in front. Drags out the defender, passes to Stevens. Stevens with a 1-2, 1-2 to Holloway. He's alright, he's at the end of it, and he manages to blast it across the goal for his first goal in the senior team. 6 minutes in, and yeah, I think that set a tone for the rest of the game. You see, it's a nice 1-2, managed to finish up to it, and you don't get to see it, but it's a great finish, to be fair. This is a finish to someone that's been in the side for far longer than he has. And just great awareness, but yeah, Accrington on the ball, trying to make something of it, because you don't want to be behind for long against us, because we can, if we're on top form, get goals. It's a good save from the keeper. Another corner, and you've seen what we did from the last one, so not too scared. Wilkins managed to catch it straight out of the air, pass it to Hopkins, and it looks like a repeat, but just on the other flank, as he can't manage to get it into Lennon. So that attack breaks down, and it's back again with Accrington, who look to do something with it, but can't manage to fashion a chance. Skinner pushing up again. Skinner's someone I was looking at getting rid of during the January window, just because contract was expiring, and he was quite old and going down in rating, but Holloway gets it and manages to score. Lovely finish to make it a second. Almost like a curler, but yeah, going back to Skinner, I don't think he's staying around the team too much longer. If anything, I think he'll probably retire, as Accrington managed to get a lovely header off there, which was unfortunate not to go in. But yeah, if he doesn't retire, he probably won't be at the club next season, just because if we have ambitions to get up, we don't need 56, 57 overalls that aren't going to play, and I think he's going to get frustrated he doesn't play, because you can't change what the agreed time is, as Lennon comes back on side to make it 3. Basically, Lennon was offside, manages to bend his run just about so he can receive the ball, and then slide it into the bottom right corner. And Lennon's and Stevens have been the anchor for this. They're the reason why we're even in a fight in the first place for the playoffs. Without them, we probably would be, I'm not joking, 15th or 16th. Their goals have been pretty crucial for us. As Accrington get it outside the box. Trying to do something with Martin here, Martin to Sinclair. Sinclair looking for options, not too many around the box, and managed to go for himself, but doesn't make anything of it. So Wilkins gets in, tries to play out the back with Morton. You also see with Morton sometimes his hair makes him look like a monk in certain lights, because there's a visual glitch. But yeah, Mooney gets the ball, plays it back to Burrows, Burrows to Walton. Walton managed to get a good chance off there. It was a great pass to get it to Walton, and it's 3-1. She joins in the second half with Hopkins in the 55th minute. Pass it to Lane. Lane, trickery to get around, looking to get into the box to clear it, but it manages to get tackled away and cleared into safety. Skinner with it, trying to get down the line, looking for someone to pass to. Passes it inside to Holloway. Holloway gets it on the turn to pass it to Stevens maybe, as he looks to get away from his marker, and Stevens curls it beautifully into the top rightish corner. But lovely play from Holloway there, who's got 2 goals and assists and a great finish by Stevens. So yeah, he just gets on the turn, swivel, no one around him, plenty of time. And we join us with 30 minutes to go after changes. They manage to put it into the box, Morton intercepts, passes to Broderick, and we look to get on the counter-attack. As I said, we are primarily a counter-attacking team, so Godwin's pacing it down, controlled, and looks to get a shot maybe, as he turns inside, cuts in, and smashes it. To be fair, if he didn't score, I understand Stevens being mad, but luckily he did, because Stevens was free. He managed to draw 3 defenders on him, decided to turn in, and then take the shot, when it could have easily been sideways to Stevens, but if you saw his finish in the last game, you'd understand why Godwin took it. And sorry, it's 2, not 3. Slight exaggeration on my part. So 5-1, game is officially done with 20 odd minutes left to play. As Mooney gets it, Boras, Walton. Can they get a consolation here, Accrington? They can't, as Alliance gets it away. I say it's a consolation, they have scored one today. Morton gets it again, further up the field than he's used to. Lennon, Godwin, Stevens, to Seymour. Seymour's making an appearance for a change, as Holloway has taken his spot for the most part. Back to Lane back to Seymour to Stevens, who's now picked up a minor injury. Managed to turn away nicely, and there we go, he's made it 6. If the game wasn't done before, it is now. Skinner looks proud of that one as he makes his way off the pitch. No chance here as Lennon passes to Stevens. Stevens can't do anything with it, as it looks to finish off the game in the 92nd minute. Accrington can't get away, and that's a decent win, as goal difference could be crucial as we enter a dogfight. Now you see we're just handling a few business, seeing the outgoing players that you probably haven't seen appear too many times. That's a youth player, I think it was, and Mora's not going, by the way, but McKeown and Sai, you'll see during these clips, will be going. McKeown on loan, and the Kenyan, I can't remember his name for the life of me, nor could I probably pronounce it, will go as well. But as you can see, there's a few players that are in the last year of their contract, and Broderick is one of them, and he's not looking to extend his contract, which is really annoying. As you can see, Sai leaves for 175k, and Sullivan goes for 160k. We also look to get rid of Dan Freeman, and Davies staying, so don't worry about that one. But yeah, Skinner probably going to leave. Broderick, if he doesn't want to sign, unfortunately, probably going to leave, and there's no point in me trying to go back for him in the new year. So that's over and dead in the water. So we'll try and look for his replacement short term at least. So we can scout there, and if not, we'll go back in the summer window. So we're going for the free agents and everything, but before that we got a FA Cup game against Wolves. As you can see, this is a team that we're lining up with. We're giving Malcolm a start because he is ex-West Brom, so hopefully he plays well against Wolves. Watkins comes into the side, replacing the skipper Morton, and Mora gets a start for once, and Godwin starts. Other than that, it's pretty much a similar team that you see for the rest of the season. Moss is going to play more and more. Skinner looks to go, and Elias has made that position his own. Seymour starting, so that's great. And we'll pause that there because okay, so you join us for the Wolves game here, and things are kicking off. But don't expect to win this game, to be honest. I know Wolves aren't in the best form in real life, but obviously they're 3 divisions higher than us, so there's a lot of places in between. But I wouldn't be mad at some giant killing in the FA Cup, as we get it in our own half here with Godwin looking to get away. Elias is further up, gives it to Broderick. Pass it back to Elias on the risky pass, into Lennon back to goal to Seymour to Malcolm, who does a nice turn, tight angle, and manages to loop it and blast it straight past. I don't know who's in goal for Wolves, but I would be upset if I conceded that goal. I know he hit it hard and he hit it quite fast, but from that angle, probably should do better. Lead with the other hand maybe. But either way, I was right to start Malcolm. 16 minutes in, we're 1-0 up. From this point, you can't rest on your laurels. You've got to probably go for another one, because, again, 3 divisions higher, they could easily bag another. as we managed just to get it away, passing it out for the back, lovely, handling the pressure. As I don't care, so you say, I'm going to call him Tolu, manages to get a shot off, more with a great save. He hasn't played much this season, but when called upon, can produce good saves like that. We managed to beat Tolu in the air, pass it out to Malcolm. Malcolm, who I know can beat Bueno for pace, manages to try and get past him. He's looking like he's getting the edge. He's cut inside. Either a foul there, you can get past him, and he almost does a carbon copy of the first goal, but just from a better angle. Like a proper League 2 finish, that is. Don't aim, just hit it hard and hit it true and hope it goes in, as you can see from here. Absolutely just helpful ever through the ball. Gloves on in the rain, we don't care about that. We're 2-0 up. We get it again just before half time. Lennon to Broderick, who shouldn't really go for a shot from there, knowing that the defender's right in front of him, but anyway, it works out for us. Godwin with it, gets dispossessed. They hoof it up, we manage to intercept it. Still with the ball with Godwin. Godwin, not the best decision making, but he is young, so forgive him for that. As we join for the second half. Wolves need to do better, looking to do better. Bellegarde gets it. Back to Cressy. Cressy looking for space, looking for answers. Loves it over to Wolf. Wolf takes it down, looks down the line. Godwin intercepts. So, yeah, we really and truly pretty much have a handle on this game now. And at 2-0, I think we can kind of just sit back a little bit, try and defend the lead. But Seymour managed to get to Malcolm, Malcolm to Lennon. Lennon can put it to bed if he can get the shot off, but he gives it to Broderick instead. Smart decision. He makes it 3. 3-0, 51 minutes in, and I would say, job done. Probably could rest a few players at this point, but that would be taking the mick. It's a nice little finish from Broderick as well. It's kind of embarrassing for Wolves at this point, especially considering where they're at. I think they're in a similar position in FC as well, so Venezia gets it. Great save from Moura. Moura's been solid all game. I don't think you've seen all the highlights, but there's a few half chances from Wolves, but yeah, he's been great. As we give away a foul there with Broderick, who picks up a yellow card. Doesn't mean anything though, because I don't think he misses next game. And I didn't bother showing the next game because I simmed past it, and it was Arsenal, which we lost 2-0, I believe. But Tolu gets it, Tolu to Wolf. Wolf to Bellegarde, Bellegarde to Gomez, and Marston gets it on the turn. Great save again from Moura. And you're probably wondering why I spoiled that for you, that our cut run got ended by Arsenal. But it was one of those things where even if I did play the game, probably would have lost it because we need to focus on the league. And I think that's another great save from Moura. I don't know if he got a hand to Larson's shot, but Andre gets it. They're looking a lot more dangerous this second half than they did in the first. Broderick managed to clear it, being careful because he is on the caution. Lennon gets it, he's just looking to find that corner. Put himself in the corner, it's 92nd minute. Whips it in, obviously knowing the game is pretty much done as soon as the keeper gets it. So as you can see, these were the replacements for Broderick that I was looking at. And we're just looking for depth in the right mid position because we were looking to see if Godwin might be able to go out on loan, so we need to cover there. But Asor is probably going to be our man. Young 16, mouldable into either a centre back spot or a centre mid spot. Also, I don't think that either of those other players would accept the offers that we gave them. So Davey actually does go out on loan to Middlesbrough, who are a couple divisions higher, and I think it's one of those ones where it's you try before you buy. Obviously, in the summer, him, Holloway, Godwin will all probably be looked at by clubs divisions higher, which probably brings in a lot of money that we can do with. But we obviously don't want to see him leave, as we want to reach higher divisions with him and have, someone who's a potential club captain with us. But it's also nice for him to get experience, especially at a higher level. So Davey does go out on loan. We join back at the 17th of January as we play Bristol Rovers, which is another derby that we have. And the first one we thrashed them 5-1, I believe. but I can't remember off the top of my head. So we're hoping for more of the same, as they don't have the best start, dribbling out of play. But Broderick gets it, plays a little 1-2 off the throw with Hopkins. Hopkins looking for people in the box because we're not the best in the air with our strikers. But yeah, Hopkins gets it, turns back, passes it to Lennon. Lennon looks to get a shot away, but he can't. They have a free kick here, which we intercept with Broderick. Lennon can't get there. They get the ball back. Sparks to Cotterill. So Suritu, who I cannot pronounce for life for me again. Sorry about that. Dewsbury gets it on the wing. Looking to get inside. Elias manages to get it, but stupidly trying to keep it in play. Gives them a chance, and a foul as Morton fouls the guy whose name I can't pronounce. I'm going to call him Baldy, which I think is a harsh penalty to concede. We can't see the full story there, but we're hoping Wilkins makes a save. He goes the right way, taunting him a little, but he just dives that little bit over the ball, expecting him to go a little bit higher. So it's 1-0 to the Rovers, and things aren't looking great 20 minutes in. Broderick gets it out to Hopkins. Hopkins looking to make a chance happen. Passes to Lennon. Nice little pass inside. Running onto his ball, playing a nice 1-2. Stevens just cuts back, but he doesn't need him anyway, as Hopkins levels the game for us. 23 minutes in. 24 actually. But as you can see there, Steven just made the run, making him think possibly cutting across, which could have been caught 2 minds for their keeper, but either way, we level it. And we get it in the 33rd minute with Rovers with a chance. Southam Hales pass it inside. Toria Thomas on the ball now. Cartwright on the ball. Plays 1-2 with Thomas. Thomas can't make the best of that chance. As things look a lot more even in this time round, I think Rovers are also fighting mid-table, hopefully trying to get into the playoffs as well. So we're clubs at a similar level. I don't want to see him in there. As Stevens passes to Lennon. Lennon manages to tuck it in that bottom left-hand corner, keeper's right. And that's kind of a standard finish for Lennon, as you know. He likes that low driven into the corners. And we're 2-1 up now, looking to close the half with that lead, possibly getting a third as Broderick gets it, going up the pitch. Lennon's to Stevens, Stevens to Lennon. Now Lennon outside the box, getting inside. And again, that low driven makes it 3-1 just before the half, which I think will devastate Rovers, and he changes the team talk. Being 2 down is completely different. But they start with the ball here in the second half. They try to get a chance, can't get it, intercepted, and Hopkins is away. And it is a 3-on-3 as Lennon holds up the play a little bit, looking for runners. Passing to Hopkins, Hopkins to Holloway, Holloway outside the box, passes to Stevens. Stevens tries to do a Lennon, but it doesn't work out. Unfortunately, but we win ourselves a corner. From that corner, Broderick looking to whip it in. All he plays it short. He whips it in, can't find anyone's head, but Holloway's first to it and smacks that with pure venom. In his first Bristol derby, Holloway stamps his mark and absolutely blasts the ball right foot top left-hand corner. And you can tell there's just a little bit more passion in there, a little bit more heart, a little bit less fearlessness. A little bit more, sorry, should I say. As he just gets there first and manages to sweet technique, to be honest. Lennon could be proud of that finish as he makes his way off the pitch for Malcolm. Malcolm hasn't got much game time this season, but is impressed every single time he's come on. So 4-1 to United as we join Rovers with the attack, and it's a bit disjointed at the back, as you can see. Cartwright gets the ball, looking for options. Great tackle, can't keep the ball though. Cartwright with it again, looking to play it around. McEachran chips it over, can't do anything with it. He gets the ball back, it's just a little bit messy. Cartwright gets it again, horrible chance from Elias, and keeper Bowser again. Wilkins is the keeper's name. As the corner, they go to Lockyer, who I know passes it to Cartwright. Cartwright again could have gave away a penalty there, second penalty of the game, but ref was on our side for that one. In the final minutes of the game, Stevens with it. Stevens has options, but just happy to dribble out the clock. Managed to beat one defender, couldn't get past the second, and we look to run out as 4-1 victors in the second derby, which means we've conceded 1, or maybe it was 5-2, but hold on, I speak now as Wilkins gets the ball and the game's done. But as you can see, I saw there, but yeah, 4 and 5 um, against Rovers in 2 games. We've easily put a gap between us, and hopefully we can do the same if we ever see him again, or in higher divisions, City. But yeah, we've managed to sign a Saw, no fee. Happy to have him in the team as he adds a little bit of depth, even if we don't get the most out of him this season. And it's also Davy cover. Davy going out on loan gives us to a little bit short change. But here's the other games that you'll see through the January period. We drew against Grimsby 2-2. I thought it was best not to show you all the games because they came thick and fast as we got to the end of the season. But yeah, more drop points that we didn't want. But you know, it's the way the dice rolls in these things. We're not going to win every game, and it's still nice to pick up a point. So yeah, this is where we leave off. 7th place, 1 point outside of the playoffs, as it is. Actually, we're in the playoffs at this point. 4th to 7th make up those spots, and that will be the 4th person to go up because there's 4 that go up in League 2, not 3, like the rest of the leagues. So yeah, we're in it, same points as Rovers, as County, but we want to put ourselves in the better seeding. So we need to ideally be where Salford's at. I'd rather face someone like County or Rovers rather than face a Salford in the mad chance that they make it through and it's not Chesterfield in that position if there's a rearrange. But I think we do play Chesterfield last game of the season, so that's one to watch out for, and I don't think there's too many around that. They have County, who, if they beat them, then that kind of pulls us away from the pack a little bit. I know Rovers got Bromley, who are a little bit further down the table, but any day like we can put between us and the competitors is great because we've got the goal difference. Yeah, as you can see, goals against 41, goals for 59, so not the best defence, but 18th will put us second in the league, I think, in goal difference. So doing alright on that front. You join us in the second game against NK Dons. As I said, they come thick and fast, so these are more result style recaps. And it was 2-2. Last minute of the game, as you see, Godwin gets the ball, but he can't make anything of it. And for some reason, in a couple of the games, we just struggle to keep on top of things. So we ended up conceding quite a bit. I know MK Dons gave us some trouble in the first game as we drew 3-3, but yeah, couldn't beat them all season. 5-5. Luckily, both strikers want to stay. Lennon, who's 30, happy to get 1 or 2 more seasons out of. Stevens, a little bit younger, probably get 3-4 seasons out of him before we move on, whether it's a starting striker role or a backup striker. And we're not really too fussed about the rest. Actually, Broderick and Skinner aren't looking to resign, but as I said, Skinner's 35. Broderick, whilst being the highest rated in the team, is 31, and I value youth a bit more, but it'll be a shame if he has to go. So now we get into our game against Bromley towards the tail end of the season, and I exceed Lennon, 20 goals in the season, League 2's top scorer, and we're looking to extend that as we need points to stay in the playoff positions. We can break away from the pack, and probably it should be easy points as they're quite low down in the table. But Lennon gets it in the 70th minute, passes to Broderick. Broderick is putting us up 1-0 with a nice tidy finish, sliding it into the bottom right corner, but they look to attack back as Wilkins punches it away. They get it on the edge of the box, passing it around, passes it to the big man, back to goal, passes it out to Charles, gets it back, shoots, first time, great finish. No complaints about the finish by Kabamba, but nothing else for the first half as a slight roof pass from Holloway, passes it to Lennon, who returns with the curler of his own, making it 2-1 to us. 53 minutes gone, and this should help with that playoff race that we're having. As Hopkins gets it on the right hand side, looking to extend the lead, passes it inside to Lennon. Lennon passes to Malcolm. Malcolm to Holloway. Holloway shoots and scores. So Very unselfish team at this moment in time. We're looking to run that extra pass that guarantees us a goal rather than taking it ourselves, which is one of the reasons why Godwin doesn't start as much, because he's a bit more selfish. But you can see him on the left hand side there, cutting inside, doing as he does best, taking a shot, and fair play. You can be selfish if you're pulling out stops like that. If you're pulling out goals like that, take all the shots you want. Broderick can't say the same for you. Long shots has never been in your area of expertise, as Morton looks to get his head on that. Broderick keeps it in, looking to get a chance, stands with the edge of the box, passes it to Morton. Morton, the big man, a left foot, absolutely blazes it into the top roof of the net, and we run out 5-1 victors. So, again, all helping the goal difference. Lennon's looking for top goal scorer in the league, so doing well on all fronts, but as you can see, couldn't get away from the pack. We are ahead of Chesterfield, but somehow Bristol managed to make it into that playoff push, which I'm not too happy about. But we have got a game in hand, so we can go above them and into 5th. And Accrington play Bristol got Crawley, which is a hard game in itself. They're second in the league, a team that I don't think I managed to beat any point during the season, so fingers crossed for that one. But we go into our next game against Chesterfield, that looks like. No, sorry, Cheltenham. So, yeah. We kick off in the burnt orange kit as Stevens goes to Lennon, back to Stevens, who's looking to dribble through the team, pass it to Lane. And we've already looked to fashion the tangents. Lane gets into the box, but he can't make anything of it. Cheltenham get a corner in the 8th. Can't do anything with that as it goes through everyone up to Lane. Lane looking for options, only has Godwin in sight. Godwin trying to make a change as well. Stevens gets it. Stevens, with nothing but green space ahead of him, looks to shoot, shoots and scores. Low driven himself. Straight out of the Rory Lennon playbook, that is. But we make it 1-0 in the 11th minute. 12th minute, actually. But yeah, another one that puts us solidly in the playoff positions. As Pell gets it for them, shove kick off to Harmon, Harmon back to Pell. Pell looking for options again, can only see anything down his left hand side. As they stay down there, we get it. Godwin looks to attack down that right, and there is 2 strikers ahead of him that he looks to get to. Lennon pulled out wide for him to make a little space, cuts inside with a lovely bit of skill. Can't make anything of it though as he runs into traffic. Colchester. Cheltenham get it away, and nothing happens with that as we join in the second half as they kick off. Bit of a quieter game, so less highlights, which I can be happy about from the editing's perspective because there was a lot against this end of the season. As they get the ball in the 46th, looking to build anything from it. Pell has been their main guy, as everything's gone through him. Gets it out wide to that left hand side again. Pell, Hutchinson with it. Broom their right back. He's pushed forward. Thomas passes it into Miller, and great, we're 1-0 down. Okay, they get it back after half time. Thomas is going down the wing again. After he got his equaliser, Thomas cuts inside, goes past one, stays around the edge, gets it back to the right back, and then Lane gets it away. Lane going upfield with it, absolutely acres of space. Passes it hopefully into Stevens. No, he dribbles into nothingness. Hutchison gets it to Backwell, and they're on the attack. It's like a 3v2 now. Gets it wide, Martin's got it, and can he do anything with it? He cuts it back, and we manage to intercept it and get it away. Clear it to safety as they make a change, hopefully to our betterment, but either way, we're going to go make a change as well. Stevens is playing well, but I think it's time to change the formation, so we'll see what we do here. And I think we're keeping it the same. Nope, just an error on my part. As we go into a 4-3-2-1. Stevens staying up top, looks like. No, we'll take him off. As Malcolm comes on through the middle, Hopkins comes on for Stevens, so it's a complete exchange up front. Seymour maybe coming on for Godwin or Lane, because Lane can't really play midfield, forgetting he's on the pitch. And we've got pretty much our best players in the film right now, besides Lennon, I'd say. That is, looking at it, our strongest lineup, because Morton, whilst being club captain, isn't really as good as Wilkins, but we're playing either way. But that substitution looks like it's going to change after the throwing. Kinsella with the ball to Hutchinson. Hutchinson gives it inside to Miller. Miller curls it just off the support in the back there, but we're looking to get away with one. There's 10 minutes later, Hopkins gets in the shot free kick. Can he do anything with it? Passes to Seymour. Seymour turning, looking for options to Godwin. Godwin drags it a slight bit wide. Really should be 2-1 up there. Not that we deserve it, but Cheltenham get it on the attack. Poor defending there. Watkins steps forward for no reason, but he recovers well. Not too well though. As Adekin gets it in the third bite, couldn't do anything with it. It was a good chance, but we get away with one there. And probably Morton is the better player if you're playing him on that side, because I don't think he dives in as much, which doesn't lead to their striker getting quite a lucky bounce, but one he deserves after his play. Malcolm gets it, gives it to Holloway. Holloway has options, passing back to Malcolm on the overlap, who blasts it to make it 2-1 with 6 seconds of normal time to go. So hopefully that's the winner, and I think that brings us a step closer to achieving our secondary goal this season. It's not what we wanted, but so it's a fallback of some sort. But to win it at the death would be absolutely amazing, because from 3 minutes at a time, I don't think they're going to fashion attempts with the play they're playing. As Thomas gets the ball here, going forward to Hutchinson. We surely can't lose it in the last minute, as Elias manages to intercept that from going out wide, and Holloway gets it away. And we're into the final game of the season. 4th of May against Chesterfield. Chesterfield start off with it as we get straight into proceedings, and they pass it out wide to the left, start getting it back in the middle into Darcy, and for this is a must win because of how tightly packed everything is. We can't afford to, I say, even draw this game. But Seymour gives it into Lennon. Lennon looking to make an opportunity early, cuts inside, can't do anything with it as it gets intercepted. About 15 minutes later, we get it back with a throw-in. Elias stupidly runs into someone, gives it away. He did have options, but maybe the occasions against some of the players. Obviously, it's the first season, so a few jitters going about. Tanton gets it, controls it into Butterfield. Butterfield to Gordon at left back, just playing through, side to side, sort of like the bigger teams do. Darcy with it, going wide. Elias jumps in the wrong way. Turn, passes it off. Skinner can't get there, and they're 1-0 up. Old legs come into play there. He makes the challenge. It's just that inch that makes a difference. I know Moss is slightly taller, so maybe he gets there with a longer leg. But either way, we join back after the goal. Lennon over the top, controls it, shoots, straight at the keeper. Good save, to be fair. It did come quick, but managed to get a corner out of it. See if we can do anything from it, or it leads to a completely opposite highlight. And it was the latter, as Berry has the ball towards the edge of the box, gives it to Barnes with his back to goal. That's a feature that a lot of these strikers do. They are quite back to goal, but he gets the ball back after a nice 1-2 and curls it. And we're 2-0 down after half time now, so not in the best position considering what we need to do today. As Tanton gets it, Barnes looks to make it 3, but this time going for the same finish, keeper makes a save. From the resulting corner, nothing happens as Elias gives it down to Hopkins now as we're in the attack, Holloway pushing forwards. Not desperate for a goal, but one at this point would do, as Holloway cuts inside and does give us one back. As I said, everything's kind of riding today. The season is riding on today, as some of the footage did slow down a little, because this was live recorded instead of recorded straight off the Elgato. So apologies for that, to technical difficulties. But Sturk gets the ball, passes it to Berry. Berry cuts inside Sturk. Sturk cannons it off the crossbar, and the header there is wayward. Now it's off to Holloway as we look to mount a counter attack. This is what we're known for. This is what we're best at. Gives it to Broderick. Broderick can't see anyone above him but blue shirts as he dribbles it into Tanton. And that is the 90th minute if you look at the clock. And we desperately need to make this last attack something, because at least a draw would put us maybe in the running. We'll see. As if we give it away, and there's not much time left. So as you can see there, we missed out on 1 point to Chesterfield as well. So 1 point would have done it with our goal difference. As you can see, Bristol finish above us. We finish in 8th ahead of Barnet and Accrington. But yeah, we should have been there instead of Shrewsbury or Chesterfield, really. But that's where the cookie crumbles. So no playoff football for us, but we can have a look at the player ratings as we go down. Watkins up 3, 29 years old, but not bad. Lennon hit 23 and 52, so can't be mad at him. Stevens with 20 as well. After that, the goals kind of drop off, but you can also see the assists. Broderick had 10 and 12. Looking at contracts and how everyone got up in overall, Skinner went down by 5, as you can see. We highlight that in him. He's leaving at the end of the season. Hal Dawson had a great first season. He's up by 2. And yeah, you see a few of the players that went out on loan in January. Maybe they could have helped, but that's it for season 2. Season 2, episode 2. We'll be back with season 2, starting off with the January transfer window. January, we're going to start that again, but either way. We'll be back with the summer transfer window, hopefully going up in an automatic place, so we don't have to deal with the trials and tribulations of the playoffs. We'll see who comes down, and we'll see if that's possible. But if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, stick around, and hopefully we'll have one of these every week. I'm looking for twice a week, but I'm going to put it down for once a week just so there's less pressure on myself to get these recorded and edited, because as you can see, there's a few minor things that have gone wrong, so look to iron those out first before I look to add more input into it. So yeah, stick around for the next episode.